Hi everyone, Lisdalia here, aka the Queen of Hearts. Welcome to my channel, especially those of you who are new. Today we are checking out Season 1, Episode 4 of Stranger Things. So episode 4 is titled The Body, and given that the episode before, where we ended things, they have just found what appears to be Will's body in the lake that was at the base of a quarry. Now, at the end of last episode, I got very kind of confused about the timeline of things, given that Will's mother, Winona Ryder's character, she believed that she was talking to her son, and then the timing of when we were seeing that moment versus when Will's body would have been found in the quarry and everything that was going on there. And then her running up the alleyway because she gets warned to run and that there's a creature coming. The timing of that didn't seem right. Didn't seem like it could have been Will passing on the information to tell her to run, because his body would have already been found. His body would have already been where they found him. So either A, it was his ghost passing on the information, or B, we have something else trying to help the family. So I'm very much curious as to whether or not we're going to get anything more with this sort of entity that's helping them out. Very much curious as to what's going to be going on with this creature who seems to be able to get in and out. I'm wondering as to why he was trying, or it, I should say, was trying to break through their home. Is that because the last time it... Well, I was going to say the last time it was there, it left via their property. But that wasn't true, because the last time it was there was at Loverboy's house and when it took Barb. So that wasn't its last location. So why has it been hanging around that specific spot? Is it simply because Will was hanging around and hiding in that specific spot? Because if the other place is kind of like our world, just with like a whole bunch of spores and viney goop everywhere, then logically if Will was hiding, that'd be the place he would hide. He'd be familiar with his home and he'd be familiar with all the nooks and crannies. That would be the place to go. So I can understand the logic of that. So maybe that's why it was there and hanging around there and constantly trying to push through. I don't know. It just seems a little like it seems to be a bit of a hot spot, that location. I don't know if that was specifically because Will was there, if it indeed was Will. If it was Will. I'm wondering as to what's going to happen with 11 now that she and Mike have had like a fight and he's sort of like, you promised me my friend and you didn't, you lied to me. So whether or not I would hope that he's still going to stick by her and help her. Whether or not he'll still keep her a secret, I don't know. But I still feel like he's the kind of boy who would still like help her. But I'm curious as to whether or not she's still going to be remaining a secret amongst the children, or if the adults are going to become more involved now with her. I do hope that we have more of her backstory this episode without it always having to be a flashback to some sort of trauma that she's gone through. I really want to know more about her. I understand that she would absolutely have, like, given what we've seen of her so far, there's going to be a lot of issues there. Absolutely understand all of that. I just hope that the writers don't sort of rely on this one particular method of giving us backstory for the whole season. I hope that they find other ways to tell us what has gone on and explain to us what has gone on without it always having to be as a result of her seeing something and triggering a traumatic memory. I hope that they do other ways, because so far that seems to be the primary way that they're telling her backstory specifically. So I do kind of hope that they find other ways of doing that. But so far, I'm really liking her character. I'm really liking Millie's performance of it all. Considering, I think this was one of her first acting jobs, if not the first acting job that she had. She's doing a top-notch job of the whole thing. So, props for Millie. She's, well, fantastic. I really want to have more with Harper, I think, the sheriff. I really want to have more with the sheriff. He's, from the first episode, I wasn't exactly like team sheriff. He kind of came across as a little bit of a, I'm going to try to get out of having to do anything. But once he realized there was actually something going on, he really stepped up. He's been investigating. He's, sniffing out something sus with the shady government guys, and is actively, trying to find out what is going on. Not necessarily everybody would have done that. If he had kept that same sort of character from episode 1, where they're like, you can't come in here and there's nothing going on here, and he probably would have just like left it at that. But the way things have sort of gone on, he's automatically sort of progressed character-wise and is now actively doing things, which I really enjoy, and I'm appreciating his cynicism isn't quite the right word, but it's kind of the closest thing I can think of off the top of my head at the moment. Just his approach to everything and not taking everything at face value with what they're saying. I'm appreciating all of that, and the fact that he's actively investigating even when, things are being put in his way of, hey, there's nothing to see here, there's nothing behind the curtain, nothing to see. I like the fact that he's not taking that at face value like the his subordinates seem to be. I'm appreciating all of that. I do, looking back on the last episode as well, I do feel a little bit better about how Nancy was when it came to Barb. The timeline of things, given the length of the episode, it felt like it took forever for them to realize that something had gone on with Barb. And I keep forgetting about how, like, this is set in the 80s. There's no mobile phones. She can't just call her up or send a text message to be like, hey, where you at? Like, I got to remember that access to reaching out to people to find out what is going on is, significantly limited compared to what we've got now. So the fact that she didn't know, and it took a while for her to realize that something had gone on, I feel a little bit better. I don't feel quite as, harsh on Nancy as what I did at the end of the last episode. I still feel sorry for Barb, though, that it took so long, but I gotta say, let that be a lesson. I'm sure this is what the show was going for. Let that be a lesson to you teenagers out there, to always make sure that people know where you are. The whole lying and sneaking out and, bad things can happen and nobody had any idea until ages. So let that be a lesson to you teenagers out there. Not to pull the fast one of, I'm staying at Nancy's house and I'm staying at Barb's house and everybody thinks that they're with the other person, and then it turns out, no, they're not. They're dead in a ditch. I know that was a very harsh way to say that, but you get the idea. That's totally what the vibe that they were going for. And it was the nice girl who ended up suffering in the end. Not the party girl, not the one that was having a good time. The nice girl who was, sticking by her best friend and, got left out in the cold and everything. And she was the one who suffered the consequences. So maybe the lesson is as well, don't go to a thing when you know you really shouldn't be going. Stick to your guns. Don't follow along with the peer pressure, even if the peer pressure is your best mate. If you know you shouldn't be doing something or going somewhere, stay at home. Like the good girl you are. Maybe that should be the lesson. Anyway, so I'm curious as to what's going to go on with this episode. I really hope we get some more indication as to whether or not the entity that was in the house trying to warn them, if that truly was Will or if that was something else. Now that a body has been found, whether or not that actually is Will, because we never actually got a look at the face. We saw a body. It was obviously the body of a child. It was quite small, but we never actually got a look at his face. So whether or not it is actually him, it could be somebody else. It's unlikely to be Barb because like it was quite small, but it could be somebody else. Mike is like, they were pretty far away. Mike could just be assuming that it's Will. So until this episode, because, you know, the general rule of thumb is in a TV show or in movies, if you don't see a body, they can always come back. So we technically haven't, like, properly seen the body. So there is still a chance that Will could be somewhere. I don't exactly have high hopes of that, but there's a chance. There's a chance. So I'm curious as to whether or not we get more answers as to what the entity is. Was it Will? Was it not Will? And all of that. I hope we get some more answers this episode. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's bring up the heart rate monitor. For those of you who are new to my channel, I use a heart rate monitor, so that way you can see sort of what gets my heart pumping. Let's put on the headphones. Okay, and for anybody who is here on Patreon, who is watching along with me, watching the full-length reaction, thank you so much for your support. I truly, truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoy watching the episodes along with me, and I plan to do many, many more of these. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And for those of you who are on the YouTube channel, who would like to watch a full length or watch along, who want to see my reactions to the whole episode, I do have a Patreon available where you can access those. It is in a watch along style format, so you do need to have your own copy of the show. But if that is something that you're interested in, the link to the Patreon will be in the description below. Let's bring up the... Nope, that's a heart rate monitor. Let's bring that back. Let's bring up the show. Alright, episode 4, the body. Let's get to it. Alright. Lots of police. I can't tell if it looks trashed or not because of all the lights. But she's gonna sound a little crazy because the wall is perfectly fine. Yeah, see, she's gonna sound absolutely nuts. See, timeline, thank you. Yeah. See, she sounds nuts now. I mean, good on Harper for... Hopper? Harper? I can't remember. For listening to her. See, he's been nice about it. But it would... She'd sound crazy. But he's been nice about it.
I want you to try to get some sleep if you can.
Could you stay in the house? After seeing what you saw and everything, could you stay in the house? Or would you be too scared to stay in the house? Or would you stay just in case he tries to reach out again? I'm full on Team Hop now, honestly. He did a very good job of handling that. Are you gonna... What are you... You're gonna stay the night to keep watch. Aww, Hopper, that's nice. Oh, bro. I'm sorry, dude. Go in and hug your son. Go in. Go in the room. Go on. Where are you going? An axe? Are you gonna break down that bit of the wall? Are you gonna chop into the wall? You were gonna look like a crazy woman. I mean, you already do, but you're gonna look even more like a crazy woman. You're standing guard at that bit of the wall. I mean, from your perspective, yeah, logical, I get it. Okay.
Should I go down and talk to Michael?
Have you not? If that father has not spoken to his son I swear to God. Not cool. So he's allowed her to come back. Okay. But he's still keeping her secret, though. He's mad at her, but he's still keeping her secret. What the hell? She's got the bleeding nose again.
Who's that? Well,
What the heck? I am so confused right now. Is that his ghost? Is he... What's the body? I don't understand what's going on right now. What? I don't understand. I don't understand. I got nothing. Now she's actually hearing his voice?
Mom.
Dude.
Where's Gary?
I thought you knew. Those men from state, they sent Gary home last night.
Why? Who's Gary?
Who did the autopsy?
Someone from state.
Can be somebody from the secret, shady military building. The two different reactions there was great.
I don't know what you think that thing is in there, but that is not my son.
Joyce, wait a second.
No!
What happened? Was there no birthmark?
Barb is missing, and you're worried about your dad?
Okay, just when you talk to the cops, just don't mention the beers. Well, Barbara's got nothing to do with it, okay?
Wow.
Nancy!
Dude. Way to show the colors.
I don't care if anyone believes me. I am not gonna stop looking for him until I find him and bring him home.
Yeah, well, while you're talking to the lights, the rest of us are having a funeral for Will.
I mean, I absolutely understand both sides. I get why she's all like, no, this is my, I absolutely, and fantastic performances from both of them. Well done. Freaking brilliant.
It's his ghost. Maybe he's haunting us.
It's not his ghost. How do you know that? I just do. Then what was in that water? I don't know.
These are all the questions I have, so thank you, show.
I mean, look at her.
What? Are you gonna attempt to do makeup? The boys are gonna attempt to do makeup. Ah, this is great.
She looks
Pretty. Good. You look pretty good.
He's gonna get so much stuff for that.
Good.
I do hope we get more words. Words? More words. I'm really curious as to what her, like, understanding of language actually is. Like, she understands what they're saying, but her ability to speak seems stifled. And I'm really curious as to, like, is that a choice? Or is it just she understands but she can't say it, or she chooses not to? Really curious about that. So they're sending somebody in? Are you gonna die? I mean, brave dude. What is... Oh. What is that? Oh. It's like a heartbeat or something, and it just closed in around him.
Heart of darkness.
That girl has fabulous hair. The brunette there, fabulous hair.
Twice the speed.
Steve and me, we're just friends. We just talked.
Now, is this before or after you changed out of your clothes?
Dude, what is that? How has that got anything to do with anything? How inappropriate. I really don't like the subordinate cops. They're jackasses.
Yes, sir. Never seen that many troopers come with a body before.
He told you that they were going to take care of the autopsy.
Yeah, claim jurisdiction. Kick me out.
See? Hop's getting sus. How is that wig staying on and not flying off?
Where are you from, exactly?
Bad place.
Sweden.
I have a lot of Swedish family.
She hates it there.
Cold.
Sub-zero.
Well done, boys, for the covering. Really interesting. And yeah, she could totally pull off for like a Swedish person with the weird wig.
You lied to the police.
Why is she getting mad about
You
this?
think I am? You and Steve were just talking?
What is it the thing that you're stuck on?
Is that what you want to know? It doesn't matter. It does matter. It has nothing to do with Barb. And she's
Exactly.
something terrible happened to her. I know it. I know it. Please,
No, you're not. You're just hung up about the fact that she had sex and she didn't fucking tell you.
Nancy, leave me alone.
Oh my god. Well done, Nancy. I gave you shit last episode, but well done. Nice. Is there gonna be anything in the pictures? Is there gonna be a photo? Is there gonna be a photo? Did he somehow catch a photo? There is a thing in the photo. And they're all gonna say it's too blurry to see anything. But there is something there. Oh. Now I'm kind of okay that the guy was a creeper. Kind of. Sort of. Should have taken photos of the upstairs of the bedroom thing. Not cool. But gave evidence.
Reel him in. Reel him back in!
That is reeling very, very slowly. The line is the line will cut off. Yep. You'll only pull back part of it, or the line will actually be cut off. Oh, that's a lot of. And then it's repairing itself. I mean, the CGI. Those boys are laughing. That is just... I mean, some kids are asses, but that was...
I saw you guys laughing over there. And I think that's a real messed up thing to do.
Will's in fairyland now, right? Flying around with all the other little fairies, all happy and gay. La 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 la.
Go 11! Yeah, girl!
Dude, Troy peed himself.
Hey, what's going on here?
How did the teachers not notice any of the stuff up until that point? Oh, I feel sorry for him having to do this all by himself.
I went back to Steve's. And I thought I saw something. I don't know what it was.
Say the no face bit. Did Mum say that the no face bit? Compare notes to the mum. Compare notes.
This man you saw in the woods. What do you look like?
Yes.
I don't know.
Say the no face.
It was almost like
No face.
he didn't have.
Didn't have a face.
Yes.
How did you know that?
There we go. There we go. Okay. People are talking. Okay. It's not really going to give us any answers, but yes. Work together, people.
Come on.
All right. You state trooper guy, you're trying to get friendly with the state trooper guy to find out information.
Appreciate it. My daughter, she got a name?
Sarah?
He struggles to say the name, I guess.
So that quarry, that's state-run where they found the boy, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I know for a fact that it's run by the Sadler Company. So why are you lying to me, man?
I'll stick your nose someplace else.
Interesting.
End of story.
Interesting. Oh! Hop!
Okay. Let's try this one more time. You just told me to call it in and not let anybody get too close. Get close to what? The body.
Oh.
You're gonna get us both killed. Who is that? Hey! Hey!
Oh. Conspiracy. Shitty government guys. Actually, are they the government? Or are they just a company?
Now what? She'll find him. Right out?
It's so interesting how they have her barely say anything most of the time. It's like one word here, one word there. Okay. So she's not being triggered by a trauma this time, which is good, but we're still getting backstory. Okay, I appreciate that.
I want you to listen to what he says and repeat his words back to me.
It is testing her ability to hear things from afar.
Repeat the words.
Oh. So that way she doesn't have to say the words, but she can get it from somewhere else and channel it through a speaker. Whoa! What is...
I will find you, but you have to run now! Run!
Oh. Holy moly! Oh my goodness. I'm so curious about this.
How long does this take?
I really like these two together.
I mean, I guess I'd rather observe people than, you know.
Talk to them.
It's weird. Sometimes.
People are asses. Oh, they got a photo.
My mom.
She needs to see.
I thought she was crazy.
People believe her.
That's not Will's body. That he's alive.
And if he's alive?
Barbara.
No, darling, I don't think so. I think Barb's actually dead. Oh, but we have photographic evidence that there's something going on.
Yeah, I just got off the line with O'Bannon. He said that he needs to see you at the station. It's some emergency.
What the hell are you talking about? I don't work with O'Bannon.
Okay.
Yes! Go Hop! Yeah! Dude, you're awesome. Full team sheriff right now. What's the body? What's the body? What's the body? What's the body? Is the body even going to be there? Is there... Now, she said there was a birthmark on the inside of his right arm. Is there going to be no birthmark? You don't... I'm guessing you don't feel cold or something. There's something wrong about how the body feels. Oh. Oh! Okay. Do you even know anything about autopsy stuff to be able to do this? There's going to be nothing in there, is it? It's going to be hollow. It's cotton? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's why when he touched it, it didn't feel like skin. Oh my goodness. Hopper, what are you doing? Where are you going? Be smart, dude. You know there's something going on? Be smart. You're just gonna break in? No, this is not smart. This is not smart. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god, this show. Oh my god. This show. This episode. Oh my god. So many things. So many things. So, I'm glad that I realized that timeline didn't make sense. I'm glad that I had picked that up. That, like, when the voice was talking and the signals and then finding the body, that just didn't line up. That didn't make sense. I'm so glad that I picked that up. Because then this whole episode, I was like, well, is it a ghost? Is it not? Like, what is the whole deal? Oh, my God. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the body is like rubber. How the hell did they would have done that off photos, but the ability to make that kind of like a mannequin or something, like, that is some pretty impressive like rubber work and stuff for that day and age. Just kind of impressive. Like, they would have been able to get away with a little bit of allowances because obviously the body is meant to be dead, so they could probably get away with little bits and pieces, but still there would have been enough people that could get at least a line of sight to be able to say, hey, that's A, not a real body, or B, that looks nothing like Will. So the fact that they were able to get a close enough looking mannequin to the actual child to be able to fool people at least from a look is impressive. Because when Hopper first showed up and he was looking right at it, like, at first you could obviously tell that he was like, oh no, but it wasn't until he got close and he actually touched the body that he was like, no, there's something, like, I can feel that something's not right here, but it's still like, what am I going to be cutting into? So well done, whatever, all of that's brilliant. And then the mom's conviction that about the son sticking to her guns, I absolutely believe that. I absolutely understand. She totally would be if she thinks that she's been speaking to him and all the stuff that she has seen. Absolutely, and well done for sticking to what your gut is telling you, to be true, even when the world is telling you no. It's making me think of there's in Avengers, Captain America, when doing we're doing at Peggy's funeral, and she's doing a speech about something that Peggy said. I can't think of the character's name. And it's about, standing tall and standing for your convictions, even when the world is trying to tell you to move. That's when you say no, you move. And that is absolutely 100% what's going on here with the mother. She's like, no, you need to believe me when I'm telling you this. I know this information to be true. I know it looks crazy. I know it looks insane, but I know I am right. And you need to either get on board or get out of the way. And I am fully on board with all of that. That is so freaking good. It's so good. And the acting, sublime. Mwah, sublime for Winona Ryder. I understand why I remember hearing like how she was absolutely amazing in this season, and I absolutely totally understand why she's been phenomenal. The son, the elder brother as well, right up there. The acting from everybody across the board, 10 out of 10. Fantastic performances. They're doing so freaking good. I'm loving this show at the moment. I like that even though he was mad at her, he still stuck by her. He still kept her a secret. This girl has been living in their basement, and the parents still don't know that she's there. I mean, Well done. Well done, Mike, for keeping that a secret. Well done to all of it. So that's fantastic. It's insane how oblivious the parents are. But, you know, I completely understand why the father would have absolutely no idea. I would have thought that maybe by now the mother might have noticed, but apparently not. She's too focused on whether or not her daughter has had sex and not told her about it. Like, that whole thing there, I was really annoyed about, actually. Really kind of irritated me that was the one thing that the mother focused on and the police focus on. Who cares whether or not she did or did not have sex? The point is, another child is missing and you're focusing on that. What has that got to do with anything? Nothing at all. And well done, Nancy, for being like, what has it got to do, for saying that. Well done. That was great. And I really like Nancy and the older brother. I like the developing friendship that we've got happening there. I feel like that could eventually bloom into like something really nice if this storyline is allowed to progress. I really don't like Steve. I know we're probably not meant to like Steve. He's definitely meant to be kind of like the douchey guy that, you know, is too wrapped up in his own world, and I definitely get that's what his character's meant to be, and he's doing it quite well. I'm not a fan of his character. I mean, hopefully maybe he'll change and grow and prove me wrong down the line, but at the moment, not so much of a fan of his character. But I'm coming around to Nancy. I'm liking the way that she was this episode, fully on board with all that. Loving the mother, loving Hopper. Hopper, dude, this episode, fantastic, great work. All the really smart choices that he was making, although except at the end there, I'm a little breaking into the shady government building, probably not going to be the most smartest decision in the world. I feel like that's probably going to backfire on him. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't exactly have high hopes for what's going to happen with that. I feel like that's going to be a thing. I do appreciate that this episode we got more backstory without it being triggered by a trauma. It was triggered by something that she saw, but it wasn't like you could tell that she was just remembering something, but it wasn't as like seeing something that was a trauma for her. It was just remembering a moment. It was, not necessarily probably the nicest of moments because you could see she got the nosebleed and stuff, but it was not necessarily like a traumatizing moment. It was just remembering that she's sort of giving us the context of this skill that she has and how it works. So she's obviously able to hear people saying things who are not with her. They're in another location. The impression I got was that she can't say what they are saying, but she can relay what they're saying through like radio signals or like through a speaker. So that's why she was able to use the walkie-talkie before to get what Will was saying somewhere else and transfer it through the speaker of the walkie-talkie. And then now, when she was doing it before in the flashback, she was relaying what she was hearing from him and relaying it through the intercom speaker. So this time she was relaying what Will was saying through the radio speakers. So I'm curious as to whether or not each of the items have to be connected via radio waves in order for her to be able to relay the information. Or would it be just enough to have, and does it need to be turned on? Like, does it need to be sort of searching for signals, and then she hears it, finds the right frequency she needs to then transmit it via that frequency to the device that you're currently listening on? I mean, that's probably like very technical side of things, and I doubt that they go into that much of a technicality, but I'm really curious as to if that's how it works. Or like, could she just get like a normal radio from like Radio Shack? It doesn't need to have the ability, or does it specifically need to be a communication device? Because one was a walkie-talkie, one was an intercom, and then the other one was like a ham radio kind of thing. Does it need to have the ability to send signals back and forward to each other, which is why she can use it to transmit the information through? But if it was just like a normal radio that you listen to, like AM and FM radio and listen to music and stuff, that she wouldn't be able to use. Even though it's got radio signals, it's not designed for transmitting signals back and forward. It's just designed to receive signals. So I'm wondering, I wonder if they'll explain that. Curious as to see like if it makes a difference at all, or if they've just. Oh, anyway, yeah, very curious about that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. This episode was absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really looking forward for the next one. I'm kind of hyped to see where they go with this, because this one, top notch, rate it very, very highly. I'm wondering what is going to happen with the photo. We have photographic evidence, like the townspeople now have photographic evidence of a thing that is stalking their town. So are they going to show that to Mum, or are they going to take it straight to Hopper, or both? Will both get to see it, or is something going to intercept the kids and then they won't get to show the photos? But obviously he's got the negatives still, so he could make another photo. But if something happens and that disappears, maybe? But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I want to know if Hopper going into the base is going to backfire or not. Let me know what you think. Obviously, if you've seen it, don't spoil it for me. But if you haven't seen it, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Maybe consider subscribing if you aren't already. And hit that notification bell and select all so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see you next time. Bye.